Alright, so I've had quite a few people ask me to look at today's Squirtle, so I'm gonna do that. Let's see, we're gonna do the daily Squirtle. Now, if you're not familiar with Squirtle, basically we just have to guess 6 words that are all kind of crossing each other here, and you guess the first row and column, and then the middle row and column, and the last row and column, and then it loops back around. And there's a bunch of different coloring things, and they're all kind of given here in the title of the game. So the oranges are in the row and the column. The red means it's in the column and not the row. The yellow means it's in the row and not the column, etc. So if you want to know more about the rules, you can check out some of my previous videos. You can go to the website, but I'm gonna give it a shot now. Let's see, what should we do today? What would be good? You know what? I'm gonna try a random. I'm gonna start with a random word. That sounds like fun. All right, let's do generate random word, and the word is reach. So we're gonna start with reach. Okay. And then let's do a second one. Let's do 2 random words. Okay. Irony. Irony is the second one. Okay. Reach and irony. Let's just go ahead and do 3. Let's start with 3 random words. Why not? Third word is orbit. Okay, so orbit. All right, so this will be interesting. So we've got a lot of white letters. Now, white means it's in the grid somewhere, but not in that row or column. Now, interesting, look at the R here. So the R is not in the first row of the first column. It's not in the last column. It's not in the middle row, and it's not in the last row. So it's not in the first row, middle row, or last row. It's also not in the first column or the last column, or the second column here. So there is one in the middle column though, the red R here, and it's not the top, middle, so this has to be an R. That is an R, guaranteed. Okay, cool. This first row needs to have a C, or the first column here needs to have a C, an H, and an A. And the C and the H cannot be at the top. The A could be though. Now down here we've got a B and an O in the last row, and not at the end here because of the white B and O there. So, and this middle column has an A and an O as well as the R. The O is not at the top. The O could be down here because we do have an O in the row and in that middle column. And the A could be here, because again, there's an A in the row and the column, but it could also be up here that there's an A. Because there is an A, oh, but there, yeah, because there's an A, ooh, interesting. So there could be A's here and here that those oranges are pointing at. Not necessarily, but there could be. What if this was the C and the H? Ooh, we need to have, oh, I was gonna say a chew, but this one can't be an O. So we have C, H, A, and O in this first column. And none of them, oh, the A could be first. The C, H, and O can't be at the top, in the top row, though. They can't be first. It has to be an A or something else. So what if this is an O? We know that there's the orange O's here. What if that was an A and that was an O? What could that be? So, interestingly, okay, so we know that this one can't be an O, a C, or an H, right? If it's not the A, then we have to have A, C, H, and O in these 4 down here. And it can't end in CH. It can't end in O. So if you put the C and H together, they would have to be here, I think. Oop. That's an H. Because if you did CH here, then the last one would have to be an A. It'd have to be OCH. Oh, that would actually work. Actually, we could do something like mocha. That would actually work, wouldn't it? I like mocha there. Mocha's a good guess. Now the downside of this is we know there's an A, C, H, and O in this first column, and we know there's not a C, H, or O in the first row. I'm gonna go ahead and guess mocha. I like that guess. Oh, I have to. There we go. Oh, it's mocha. And the A is green over here. Okay. That was huge. Okay. So, oh, and there's an O. And this, whoa, okay, so there's an O somewhere down here in one of these two. But unfortunately, we have the orange O's on both of those, so either one of those could be an O. There is a C and an R and an A and an O in this middle column. So, it could be a lot of different things though. Now there's a B down here. I would say about, because we think there could be an O here, but it doesn't end in T. If this was a B, if that's a B, this has to be an O. Could this be C-O? Yeah, it certainly could be. C-O-A, there's lots of things. Okay, if this is A-B-O, but it can't be about. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we don't even know if this is an O down here. Now, if this is A-R-O, then this has to be a C. Because we know there's a C in that column. This is C-O-A. Could it be something like coats? We haven't guessed an S yet. I don't know if coats is... Now, we don't need to do coats, actually. We don't need to do the C. So even if we thought it was coats, we wouldn't want to do the C. We'd want to do something like... not boats, because there's no B up here, but maybe goats or something. Now, what do I think is up here? Now this, we've got the A, we've got the M. What else? There's no I, there's no E in that row. There's no O. There's no O, E, or I. But we've obviously got to have another vowel here. M, it's got to be M-U or M-A, right? It's got to be a vowel. There's no Y, no I, no E, no O. It has to be A or U. Could certainly be another A. This could be an R. We know there's an R in that column. Yeah, I don't know. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do goats. Could be magma across the top there, if it was a G. But I don't know that. I mean, it could be. Let's just try. Let's try goats. Let's see. Okay, so the O is here. That's good. Okay, we're narrowing down the A here because it's there's an A in this row, and it's not third here. So it's fourth or fifth. There's no S in the grid. That's interesting. Ooh, and look, the T, the yellow T here tells us this is a T right there. So that's the T, the red T. I'm gonna get rid of these right now. So the O in the middle column is not at the top. It's not second, it's not third. It has to be fourth or fifth. I still think fifth is good because of the orange O here, but not necessarily. It could be fourth. There's an A in this middle. It's at the one of these last two. There is a G in the grid, but it's not in this first row or the middle column or the middle row. So it's gotta be somewhere, you know, in this last row or column probably. Yeah, it has to be somewhere in the last row or column. That's a T. So the B is not gonna be here, because it's not gonna be TB. Well, and plus we have the white B there. So the B has to be second or fourth. If it was fourth, what would come at the end here? I mean, it could be an E. We do need to put an E somewhere. We haven't done an E yet. Something like Adobe? That wouldn't be bad. The TE is good. I think I'm gonna go with Adobe. Ooh, okay. It's not Adobe, it's A-B-O, it's not abode. Because there's no D. This is a B though, clearly. The yellow B is telling us that's a B, so above. Above? Could be a V. Okay, but this is a silent E. We have a T. There's no B, so it's not abate. This could certainly be an A. One of these two is an A here in the middle. This could be something like cocoa, because we know there's a C in this middle column. Oh, but we need to have a gate? Is that, I think that might work. A gate? We need to have a G somewhere. And if it's not in this bottom, I mean, it's not abode. Abode? I don't think so. So the G has to be in this word. And it can't be, yeah, it would have to be, that has to be a G. I'm almost positive that has to be a G. It's either where the V is or it's up here. So I think that's a G, so a gate. I like a gate. A gate. And this is cocoa probably. This one, what do we have here? We've got the C, we need to have, we've got the O. We need an R. And an A. We need an A and an, what about, oh, I was gonna say macro, but that would put an M right there. I mean, that could still work. Oh, mama. That could be mama. That would be a tricky one. Okay, let's try mama. It was mama. Okay, interesting. Now, I think the rest of these are gonna fit then, if that's right. So we need to do, I mean, either way, again, we're gonna have to do, well, if we do, yeah, the problem is the R and the O here, because we can't, you know, the A we can pick up when we do a gate, but the R and the O, there are only parts of, yeah, so we're not gonna be able to double up. That's okay. Let's do cocoa. It's gonna let us get the A over there to make sure that's correct. Okay, good. And then we'll do, it doesn't really matter which one we do. Let's do a gate. Yep. And then macro and above. And there we go. We solved it with 4 guesses to spare. Very nice. So that is an interesting one with mama, with the only 2 letters in that word. So again, like often happens, really no obscure words. Sometimes there's some unusual words, but a lot of times it feels like, man, I can't come up with anything. And then once you figure out what it is, you're like, oh yeah, I know that word. So mama, cocoa, above, mocha, macro, and a gate. So I think those are all fairly normal words. So anyways, that was today's Squirtle. Let me know how you did with this one. And be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles. So the way this works is, it's like normal Wordle, but one of the clues is a lie. Ooh, okay, so we know the T and the O are in different words. We also know that there's 2 O's. Blanc, I don't think that's, we can't do blank, so I don't think we can do ANC. This works just like normal Wordle, except instead of getting the yellows and greens on the actual letters, we're gonna get numbers on the right side over here that will tell us how many greens and how many yellows there are.